Hi everyone, I'm Itai Had and welcome to TheWrap Studios, and we have a special surprise for you. We're here with Charlie Weber, also known as Frank Delfino,
Indeed.
on How to Get Away with Murder.
Indeed.
Thanks for joining us,
Yeah,
Charlie.
it's my pleasure.
Nice to meet you. Let's just jump right into it. Charlie's going to actually tell us who shot Annalise.
Yeah. And then I'll be looking for a new job. So yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about this season, because this season has had a lot of ups and downs. Talk to me about how this season was different than last season.
There's definitely a lot going on. I think last season, the Sam murder was such a focal point that everything kind of revolved around that in its own way. And this year we have a lot going on, a lot more bodies. But also I think we're starting to take a look at these. We're starting to get to know these characters a lot more. And I think that's a really cool part of this season. And I think something we're really going to start to explore more, because I think the fans have really responded to that.
And we got to meet a little bit of Frank's background.
Yeah, we did.
He takes
Just a taste.
Laurel
Just
over
a
to meet the
taste.
family. That's a big deal.
That was a very big deal, actually. It was fascinating to me that Frank, being who he is just from a nice family. And I thought there was something really rich about that, because now we have to explore the fact that Frank chose this life. It didn't choose him. And so we're going to go back and kind of get into that and how that all came to be.
And it's interesting because we see a moment where Laurel looks at you, and we know that her family is the opposite of your family. They're cold, they're not as warm as your family, and there's that moment where she kind of falls for you.
Yeah, that was a beautiful little moment there at the table when she, I know exactly what you're talking about, because I remember shooting that, and we're going to explore that too. I mean, this is, Frank, for all his faults, is capable of real emotion, and he really does care about her.
Let's talk a little bit about Frank, because you are basically naked half of the time on the show.
It's a salacious show.
Yeah, there's a lot of sex scenes.
There's a lot of sex.
You either strangle people or you're having sex with them. I'm
Sex and
wondering
violence,
which part do you enjoy doing more?
Sex and violence. I hope this doesn't make me sound insane, but I actually like them both equally. It's because there's such a different dynamic to each one. But I love that part of Frank's life, and I love that he can differentiate those two things and completely compartmentalize them as different parts of his life. But so I actually enjoy both quite a bit.
Obviously, you've been doing this for a long time, but this has been your breakout role by
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's a huge deal for me. And I absolutely love the show. I love the people I work with, and it's been absolutely life-altering to be on this show and be part of Shonda's world.
You're a citizen of Shonda.
I am.
What's that like?
It's a lot. It's amazing and wonderful, and it's very different than anything I've ever been a part of. But it's actually a real place that she's created, and it's sort of like actor paradise.
Talk to me about the craziest thing that's happened to you since you've joined How to Get Away with Murder.
God, I just think the whole thing, and I just the whole onslaught of the magnitude of the show, and like I said, just to be a part of that world comes with this entire life of its own, and just sort of adapting to that has been crazy.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by. It was a pleasure meeting you.
My pleasure.
And tell people at home where they can watch the mid-season finale of How to Get Away with Murder.
We air at 10 o'clock on Thursdays on ABC, and the mid-season finale is November 19th.
Too bad that's not happening tonight.